this week, it's a midweek card, December the 16th, 2020. Here in the States, it's going to be in the morning, really early in the morning. Australian cards for us start anywhere as early as 4 to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you can see here, I actually have the ticker up on the screen before the actual main event card starts. 3 days, 21 hours, and 39 minutes. Over in Australia, it's going to be Tszyu, and I've been doing a good job during the buildup of this fight to not say, which we're going to do this time, the son of Tszyu. He's going to be taking on a Bowyn Morgan, who is 21-1 with 11 KOs. He is ranked. Let me pull up the rankings here. Thought I had him pulled up. Where's he ranked at, Jay? Bowyn Morgan. By the way, we got Big J from Australia on the line. It is fight week, December the 11th, 2020, 9:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, there you go, mate. Yeah, Bowyn Morgan is ranked number 15 in the IBF at 147.
So Tszyu is fighting a 147-pound fighter.
No, he's 154.
Well, but he's ranked at 147. So basically, naturally, looking at it, I mean, he's, and he's fought as low as 138 pounds in May of last year when he weighed in against a Jack Asas. Yeah, Asas. It's crazy.
Asas. Yeah.
So,
Asas, yeah.
So also here in the States, it has not been confirmed, and I did check ESPN Plus. It is not confirmed yet if ESPN Plus is going to pick up the fight. But as I said, if they do here in the States, the card is going to start at about 6 a.m. or so Eastern Standard Time. Now, usually sometimes the fight can be announced that it's going to be picked up as late as probably Monday morning. So if we don't hear nothing on Monday, then ESPN Plus is probably not going to pick it up, and we're probably not going to be able to watch it. We don't know. We're going to find out. But as it stands right now, there is no broadcaster for the fight here in the States. And what you also are seeing here is that over in Australia, they have to pay $60 for this fight. Now, tell us about the viewers that are watching for the first time about the co-feature or the co-main, Paul Gallen and Mark Hunt.
Well, basically, Paul Gallen and Mark Hunt is the main, basically the ticket seller for this fight because it's a novelty fight. Paul Gallen is a ex-NRL football player, right, who's had 10 professional fights. And Mark Hunt, as everyone knows, is the former UFC fighter who hasn't had a boxing match for 20-odd years and hasn't fought in the UFC for 2. And basically, that's the attraction. It's basically just, two guys going to get into the ring and hopefully beat the daylights out of each other. That's more of an attraction to what the Tszyu Bowyn Morgan fight is. So
Tszyu Bowyn Morgan is a real fight, and then the Gallen versus Hunt is a celebrity boxing match. Australian celebrity boxing match.
It's a novelty fight. I wouldn't say it's a celebrity boxing match. It's more of a novelty fight because both guys have had legitimate fights before. Mark Hunt's certainly a legitimate UFC fighter, and Paul Gallen's got 10 pro fights.
Okay, all right.
So it's a novelty fight, but it's a little bit more legitimate than reality TV star versus a well past his prime boxer. So it's a little bit more legit than Floyd, Logan Paul, but still it's a novelty fight. It's like a sideshow attraction. It's for a bit of fun. But
I heard you say it's going to be a stadium fight, right? Now, how many exactly? The BankWest Stadium.
BankWest Stadium in Parramatta, Western Sydney. How many are going to be there? I don't know. Due to restrictions, I think there's still social distancing required in New South Wales and Sydney. So I'm going to say probably, Zoo Horn had 16,000. That stadium's the same size as the stadium in Townsville. So I'd say it'd be about the same number, about 16,000. So maybe more, possibly less. That's what I'm going towards.
And what's the buzz? Like, do you think that Paul Gallen and Mark Hunt is enough to justify this fight being $60? Like here in the States, and as you can see from some of the comments from the last video we did, like they're laughing at the $60, price tag, and even on some of the videos and social media posts I've seen.
Yeah, well, in my personal opinion, $60 is a bit of a stretch for a novelty fight between an ex-footy player and a washed-up UFC bloke. And a stay active fight for Tszyu. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. him fighting Bowyn Morgan is going to gain him virtually nothing. I mean, he's got nothing to gain and a lot to lose in this fight. I mean, let's call it as it is. And unfortunately, there was a 10-card fight. It's now 8, and probably the 2 most significant cards on the undercard are no longer there.
Okay, so, and what fights were that? What fights were those?
Bowie Tupu versus Dempsey McKean. Now, Dempsey McKean is our most highest ranked heavyweight, probably easily our best heavyweight in the country. That's not happening anymore. And the Kai McKenzie fight, who was also looking for a ranking in the top 15 at lightweight, that's no longer happening. So the fights that we've got are still up there, but not on the same level as the fights that we had. So it was a little bit unfortunate. It's a little bit unfortunate fights. The 2 that I was really looking forward to are no longer on the card.
I was interested in the Dempsey McKean fight. I was interested in the Dempsey McKean fight.
As was I, because I haven't seen him. I've only seen highlights. I haven't seen him actually fight. I was really looking forward to it. So, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes. And I mean, it wasn't worth $60 before at a 10 fight card. It's certainly not worth $60. I mean, not when main event. We picked up Kell Brook versus Crawford for $30, and then Naye versus Maloney for $30. So, $60 for this. Yeah,
and then what happened with Spence versus Danny Garcia? Did you guys get that over there?
Yeah, it was for free.
Yeah, see. Yeah, see. So this is $60, but they got those big fights for $30 a piece. This is double the price. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, main event are the ones that do the price tags. So I'm not blaming any of the fighters or promoters or anything. They're the ones that
and mind you, there is a crowd. There is tickets being sold. So it's not like they can say, "Oh, well, we couldn't sell tickets." So that justifies the bump in the price.
Well, I mean, as Tim Tszyu is the face of Australian boxing at the moment. So he is the highest draw in this country. I mean, overseas, obviously, he's whether he's a draw or not, obviously not. But in this country, he's the biggest draw. So that's how they justify that sort of price tag.
Well, Bowyn Morgan, I'm not giving him a chance. From New Zealand, 31 years old, 21-1 with 11 KOs. I'm not giving him a chance. I mean, I guess
if it lasts longer than 6 rounds, I'll be very surprised. But kudos to him for stepping him in the ring with Tim Tszyu. So so you got to take your hat off to him. There was other guys that were offered that said no. So at least he's got the gumption to step up and have a crack. So good on him.
Yeah.
But
any rumors or any confirmations or talk of who possibly turned down the Tim Tszyu fight?
Well, we know for a fact that Dennis Hogan, Daniel Lewis, and Mick Saraffa all got offers and all said no. We know why Dennis said no. He's got another upcoming fight. Daniel Lewis, not quite sure, and Mick Saraffa is gone.
Still tied to Anthony Mundine that he's supposed to be fighting. That's crazy.
That's what's going on at the moment. So fair enough. All those fellas were tied up elsewhere. So, but you've got to give credit to Bowyn Morgan for taking on Tim Tszyu. Yeah. So, yeah.
Here is where Tim Tszyu right now is in the rankings. It seems currently that he's pursuing the WBO route where he's ranked number 2. We're still waiting on Patrick Teixeira versus Brian Castano to be finalized. There's some rumors circulating around that fight could end up on the undercard January the 2nd of Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. I just uploaded a press conference from them, just a media press conference Zoom from them just the other day. So if that goes down, Tim Tszyu could be ordered in an eliminator to fight either a Liam Smith or a Jared Swift-Hurd. Liam Smith is a matchroom fighter. Jared Swift-Hurd is a PBC fighter. So with that said, right now, currently, I would imagine that a lot of eyes are on Tim Tszyu right now. Number one, unfortunately, for him, since he doesn't like it because of his name. And number 2, his high ranking. And number 3, he's undefeated and he doesn't have a stateside promotional, deal where he wants to be. Here's a quote. Here's a quote real quick from an article by Jake Michaels from ESPN. This is what he had to say about Tszyu about his future plans. By Christmas next year, I hope to be in America holding all the belts in my hands, Tszyu tells ESPN. I'm not the only fighter to be able to keep this momentum going. I'm the only fighter to be able to keep this momentum going, and we should be in contention to fight for world titles. There's Jamel Charlo, who holds all the belts, and then there's Patrick Teixeira, who holds one of the belts. That's the WBO. So,
Mm.
he talking big shit.
Well, I mean, I think he's a little bit dreaming because fact is, mate, you're not going to win world titles by fighting 147 blown up welterweights. He still hasn't fought an established 154 yet. So
And
to think that he's going
and one of those established 154s, that's the next thing I was going to say. Liam Smith, very established. You may remember him from when he fought Canelo.
Yep.
Jared Swift Hurd, very established former unified champion, had that upset over Iris Landy Lara. Hell, you can even fight a Jack Houquet, who fought Demetrius Andrade before Demetrius Andrade moved up to 154 pounds. These are fights that I feel that can legitimately happen. Even maybe a Ted Cheeseman over there at Top Rank. I mean, not Top Rank, over there at Matchroom. If he can get his hands on have former unified champion Jason Rosario come over to Australia, could he do that? And that's a big marketing point for Tszyu, is the fact that tickets are being sold over there in Australia right now. Our country's in lockdown and will probably remain in lockdown until around Tszyu's next fight, if he beats Bowyn Morgan March or April or so. So it makes a lot of sense for a lot of these fighters to want to go over to Top Rank. I mean, and that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, to Australia, because even Top Rank is already in the works, for another video we're going to do later on in the week. To come over there to bring Teofimo Lopez and, Franco Maloney 3, which was just ordered by the WBA.
Yeah, it's very exciting stuff. So, I mean, this is Tszyu, a stay busy fighter, keep active fight. We'll just write this off as there was a COVID thing. That's probably why it stopped his last getting a hold of Traxera or Teixeira. So, well, you just take it as it is. You can't really blame anyone for it. They found the best opponent available at the time. So, that's you just have to work with what we've got. And as I said, Tszyu shouldn't have too many problems getting him out of there 5-6 rounds, and hopefully he moves on to a next fight, which will be established 154.
The next fight has to be an established, like, it's got to be a name now. But however, we do have to give him credit, because he did try to get Dennis Hogan, his team, and they did try to get Zarafa.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just one of those.
So it's like they did try. We have to give him that.
They did try, and it's just staying busy at the moment. He's got the best opponent that was available. So kudos to all of them. We're not blaming anyone the fact that a good fight didn't happen. It's a COVID thing. This fight will happen. Move on to the next thing where he will hopefully be able to get a big name. So I'm very interested to see what his next step is. But obviously he's got to get through this Bowyn Morgan bloke first. Shouldn't have too many dramas doing that. And once he moves on from there, then he can really sink his teeth into the 154 division, which is exactly what he needs to do. So.
All right. So once again, the fight's going to be this Wednesday. It says it's going to be 7 p.m. over in Australia, and over here in the States is going to be about 6 a.m. So what I'm going to be doing is, even if ESPN doesn't pick up the fight, I'm always up that early anyway. I'm going to be up covering and watching the fight live in real time, and we're going to be I'm going to do my original post-fight video, and then me and Jay are going to do a post-fight video after that. So, $59.99, $60 over there in Australia. Over here in the States, we're waiting for confirmation on if, Top Rank ESPN will broadcast it on ESPN Plus. And if they do, I will make sure I put all that information down below in the description box. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. Closing thoughts, Big J?
Still looking forward to the event. We should give a shout out to the guys that are actually on the card. I mean, Paul Fleming's coming back from a couple of years off to get some in the super featherweight. That's going to be a good fight. Super light 140, Ty Telford versus Darryl Foley should be a good contest. Liam Wilson is our super featherweight prodigy. Actually, he's stepping up to light. Actually, so he's a very exciting fighter. You saw him on the Horn Zoo card. Remember, he knocked out what was his name? The Jackson Woods that he knocked out. Hang on, let me have a look. He's a very exciting fighter, Liam Wilson. He's going to hopefully go really high. Back at last. Jackson Woods.
Jackson Woods.
Yeah, yep. And he's also knocked out Jesus Crado. I think it was in the 6th round. Just knocked him out cold before he hit the ground. So he's a really exciting fighter, Liam Wilson. I look forward to keeping tabs on his career.
Okay.
He's going to have another good victory. And yeah, I mean, we'll just take it as it is. It should be a good card. The fights on the card are still, good fights. Luke Jackson's on the preliminaries. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And get Wednesday night over with. Can't wait to see. I'm actually going to say this. I think Paul Gallen, Mark Hunt's going to end in a disappointing draw. That's the way I see it going. So
you were saying that, and that's usually how those type of fights go. So they can kind of milk it for a possible rematch to keep, it open-ended.
Yeah, I'd advise everyone to have no expectations, no disappointments for that fight. So,
for the viewers of the channel, I watch fights like that. I'm going to be damn sure here covering that shit. So, I'm actually looking forward to it to see, how bad it could possibly be, as you said, I'm hoping that they beat the shit out of each other, because that's what fans want. That's what we want.
I hope they beat the shit out of each other, because that's what I want to see. But once again, no expectations, no disappointments.
But if Mark Hunt catch him, Gallen going to sleep.
Well, it's 50-50. A lot of people think that they'll have him on fitness is going to put him to sleep, and a lot of people think if Mark gets that one punch in, Gallen's going to go to sleep. So we'll see what happens.
That's what we're looking for. All right.
That's what we're looking for. Yeah. Don't forget to like the video.
Yes, please. Like the video. Also, I'm going to make sure I put Big J's Twitter information down below in the description box. He's on there now. So I am TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Take your time out. Please like the video. Share it on social media. We are back on Facebook very soon in a very, very big way. And on Twitter. And also, we're going to be on Twitch. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView 360 with Big J. Please subscribe.